Secretary Mnuchin, I know you're here to talk about a lot of issues having to do with tax reform and North Korea sanctions, et cetera. We'll get to those in a section, but I do want to get your reaction to this. President Trump seems to be calling for a boycott of the NFL. He's also calling for players who take a knee to protest what they see as racial inequities to be fired or suspended. What's your reaction to what we're seeing at Wembley Stadium in London right now?
Good morning, and great to be here with you. The NFL has all different types of rules. You can't have stickers on your helmet. You have to have your uniforms tucked in. What the president is saying, and I think the owners should meet and they should vote on a rule. This is about respect for our military. This is about respect for our first responders. This is not about Republicans or Democrats. Players have the right for free speech off the field. On the field, this is about respect for lots of people, and I don't understand why there's rules that when the Dallas Cowboys wanted to put stickers on their helmets out of respect for people there, they couldn't do it, but now the NFL is saying people should be able to decide what they want to do and disrespect the United States flag.
Well, to play devil's advocate here, first of all, these players don't think they're disrespecting the United States flag. They think that they are engaging in peaceful protest of what they see as racial oppression and inequities. And as you note, Roger Goodell, the head of the NFL, and a whole host of team owners, including Robert Kraft, who is a friend of President Trump, have issued statements supporting their players' right to do this and criticizing the president's comments, including Robert Kraft specifically criticizing the president's tone. Why is this a fight that the president wants to have?
I don't think it's a question of a fight that the president wants to have. He thinks this is about respect for the military and so many people who put their lives at risk in what the country stands for. And the owners should meet and they should decide on this rule the way they decide on any other rule. Again, you know, for as long as I can remember, people have stood in honor of the country. This isn't about politics. If people want to talk politics off the field when they're not working for the NFL, they have the absolute right to do that.
All right, I could do the whole interview on this topic, but there are some other big pressing issues. Let's talk about health care. 3 Republican senators, John McCain, Susan Collins, Rand Paul, have expressed strong disapproval of the Graham-Cassidy bill. Rand Paul did open the door this morning to backing the bill if it undergoes a major change, getting rid of block grants. Is President Trump, well, let's talk about that. First of all, is President Trump willing to get rid of the block grant part of this bill in order to win the support of Senator Paul?
I think the president hasn't made any decisions on that. What the president has decided is Obamacare is broken. The taxes are going to start hitting people. The penalties are going to start hitting people. The premiums are going up. Republicans have campaigned on repeal and replace, which the president is on board. And I think it's unfortunate that last time it came down to 1 vote, and this time it's going to be very close. I hope it passes.
If it does not pass, is President Trump ready to work with Democrats to actually do something to fix the problems in Obamacare? As you know, there is a bipartisan effort right now between Senators Alexander and Patty Murray of Washington State. Senator Collins was talking that up earlier today when she suggested she would be, in all likelihood, a no on Graham-Cassidy. Is a bipartisan approach the next approach if Graham-Cassidy fails?
I think the president's always willing to work on a bipartisan basis. As you know, we had an important meeting in the Oval Office where the president cut a deal right after the hurricanes. I think we have, I know we have a meeting on taxes at the White House on Tuesday with Republicans and Democrats from the Ways and Means part. I think, unfortunately, the Democrats on health care have put very high demands on, they don't want to change many aspects of Obamacare. But to the extent they're willing to come to the table and fix it, I think that's the president would always listen to. We're about fixing Obamacare. It's broken, and it requires people to do lots of things that they just shouldn't be forced to do.
Let's turn to the president's tax agenda. The president's expected to roll out a tax plan on Wednesday. Axios is reporting that the plan would cut the tax rate paid by the wealthy Americans from almost 40% to about 35%, as well as making dramatic reductions on taxes on big businesses, small businesses. When you were selected as Treasury Secretary, you made a very specific promise. It was quickly dubbed the Mnuchin Rule. Take a listen.
Any reductions we have in upper income taxes will be offset by less deductions so that there will be no absolute tax cut for the upper class.
Can you reaffirm that pledge that there will be, quote, no absolute tax cut for the upper class? Is the Mnuchin Rule still in effect?
I did say that, and I just want to clarify. It was never a promise or it was never a pledge. What it was, and it is still, it was what the president's objective was. Now, we've been working with the bipartisan leadership. We look forward to releasing the plan this week. I think what's important about this plan is it creates a middle-income tax cut, it makes businesses competitive, and it creates jobs. That's what this is all about. And as it relates to the high end, there's lots of changes. We're getting rid of lots of deductions. We're trying to get rid of state and local deductions to get the federal government out of subsidizing it. And yes, I can tell you the current plan for many, many people, it will not reduce taxes on the high end.
Let's turn to North Korea. You said on Friday that new sanctions on North Korea are not directed specifically at China. But a broader question, given that China is by far North Korea's largest trading partner, and President Trump has said that China needs to do more, shouldn't the sanctions be directed at China?
Well, the president signed an executive order. It is very, very significant. It gives the Treasury more authorities than we've ever had before. It allows us to block many transactions with anybody that does trade or other significant business with North Korea. It gives us the ability to block financial institutions that facilitate. The president is very committed to blocking economic transactions, and that's what this is all about.
All right. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin, thank you so much. Really appreciate your being here, sir.
Great to be here. Thank you.